And truthfully, we women, we are trained to be nice, to be polite, to not talk back, to defer. There was a moment where you decided to shut up, to be silent, to not say anything. It was just easier. It was convenient. It was more comfortable. And then you did it again. And it's become a habit. And it's not necessarily only in one person, one circumstance, or one location. It's not just at work. It's not just with your spouse. It has become a trait. Most women over 40 don't even realize they're doing this. Well, I'm Jenny. I am your no-nonsense, kick you in the butt, tell you like it is friend. And a lot of this, I'm speaking to myself today. It is time to stop it. If we don't do it now, when the heck are we going to do it? Life's not getting any longer. Your voice matters. It doesn't matter. I don't care if it was swallowed up by caregiving, by the PTA, by church, by family that wanted you to conform to their ideal of what you were supposed to be. If it's not you, you need to break out and let yourself be heard. Find your voice again. Today, we're going to talk about some things you can do to find it. If this video is resonating with you, or you know somebody in your life who could possibly use this, share it with them. Subscribe, like, comment. Please comment. I am here to engage the community. We have to bond together and lift each other up. Also, in the description, I've got some prompted journals to take you on a journey and take others in your life on a journey to help discover your voice and to take the next step into the next chapter more self-assured and boldly. In your self-reflection, because I know this has resonated with a lot of you, as you look backward, see if you can pinpoint some of those moments where you decided to be silent. I know for me, of late, it's in the workplace. I don't speak up as much as I once did because I feel there are deaf ears. There are those who have their own agenda and are trying to make a name for themselves, so everything gets a contrary reaction. Why did you stop speaking up? Don't go all the way back. Think recently. When was the last time you chose not to say anything? Was it out of politeness? Was it because you didn't think you could defend your position? Somebody a bit more assertive in your life than you're comfortable with? See, there's a whole can of worms here that needs to be addressed. But at the end of the day, you need to be self-confident enough that your voice matters. You don't have to come out like a bull in a china cabinet with a bullhorn. You can say it very quietly, very softly, but you need to say what you need to say. Then you need to reflect, why did the silence feel safer? Was it just convenient? Fearful? When I was a kid, I definitely was not in any sort of abusive situation, etc. But my father had a flash anger. It was terrifying as a youngster. So sometimes silence prevented, in my young mind, the flash. So what was it for you? What has it been recently? Recently for me, it's just the frustration in the workplace of not being heard and the information received as a productive alternative. It's always been a make your name for yourself, point counterpoint. That's just recently. But what has it been for you? How did it make you feel? Was it a safety thing? Was it a convenience thing? Less frustrating? Why rock the boat? I'm not going to be here much longer, etc. Only you can define this. Sometimes silence serves us, but if it's become a habit, if it's become an unconscious thing that you do because it's just easier to shrink inside yourself, stop shrinking. Stop shrinking. Sometimes it's just our training. And it was training for a lot of us. There's a lot of, say, millennials forward that the training was different because you got it from my generation. However, there is an emotional cost to being silent, regardless if you've been doing it since you were a pup or you started doing it recently in a relationship that was rocky. Emotional cost. You need to address that. You need to break out, release yourself, let yourself be heard, hear yourself first. Silence will make you invisible, and invisible will eventually make you resentful. And when you have resentment, there's very little joy. You need to address this now and move past. It's not as simple as that, I know. You need to address this now. You need to work it out. You need to practice. So here's my challenge to y'all. You're not going to go from whispers to town crier overnight. Now, I would probably be arrested in most states if I said every day, everything I thought. So you have to be sensitive to that. But You should be in a safe environment with people in your personal life that you can speak what you are thinking, whether it's part of the conversation or a random thought like, oh, that most recent news story, this is what I know about it and this is what I think about it. You need to be in a safe space like that. If you're not in a safe space, you need to reach out to somebody that you trust and find out what your next steps need to be. But practice speaking up with friends, with sisters, siblings, cousins, somebody close to you that you're comfortable with. Journal. Write down, and again, journals down below, write down those moments that you chose not to say anything. And let's unpack that. I didn't want to say this because I was afraid they would react XYZ. I didn't want to say this because I don't know enough about the subject and I did not want to come off looking stupid. Whatever the reasons you stayed silent, let's address that. And then let's strengthen those points to where you're more confident to speak up. So silence isn't necessarily one reason. Some of the reasons are you might embarrass yourself. It may not be well received. Historically, somebody has tried to demean you or make you feel stupid with whatever you contributed to the conversation. Sometimes it's a point of frustration, like me with my job. It's your suggestions, etc., just sort of little ladied. Oh, thank you. That's a great idea, little lady. Let the men folk think about this. That still happens in the workplace today. Not as rampant as it once was, but it does still happen. So in the comments below, put a comment. That's what the comments are for. Tell me what is a situation that you have found yourself being silent in and a reason for that if you would care to share it. Read for other ladies' comments. You may have something to say that can encourage them to move past it. If this video has resonated with you, I encourage you to like, subscribe, come back, share this with somebody in your life because I bet you know somebody who plays it silent too many times. Okay, y'all. I will see you very soon because I do have a lot to say, or a little to say about a lot of things, but I do have a lot to say too. Stop recording. Time to get out here and go to work.